1. I've been suitably exhausted this week, as in my second job, fencing coach. I've been working mornings before my call center shift to teach a summer camp with a bunch of kids, all 14 years or younger, a couple of them autistic. So today I'm not really feeling up to any shit. Although the kids are much more mature than this guy is, bless their annoying little hearts. The shift started off well. A lot of pleasant callers who are understandably upset, but still maintaining a mature attitude about the situation. I'm actually enjoying my day so far. And then this senile shithead decides to call. Well, day ruined. We'll call him SSH, and I'll be Atra. Thank you for calling. My name is Atra. May I have your name and address, please?
I need my company password. I've been on this phone for 2 hours trying to get it.
I'm very sorry to hear that, sir. May I have your name and address so I can pull up your account? This guy doesn't know how to use IVR, so his account information didn't auto-populate my screen. Yay! Manual searching. He begrudgingly provides the requested information.
I went through this about 3 weeks ago, and it took you guys so long to give me my password. I just want my company password. Why can't you get this right?
By this point, I've pulled up his account. Dude's got a bunch of different email addresses provided by us, and I'm 90% sure he doesn't know about most of them. I'm sorry for any inconvenience that may have caused. Can you tell me exactly which password you're asking for?
My company password!
Your online billing password? Email pass? He rudely cuts me off.
Are you really this stupid? I need my company password.
Sir, we provide many services. I list off a few of those services. I need to know exactly which one you need in order to help you. Mind you, this guy has a bunch of emails and an online billing profile. He's also got a customer-owned Wi-Fi router, so if that was the password he needed, I couldn't give it to him, even if I wanted to. Thankfully it wasn't. Unfortunately. Keep listening to find out.
Yeah, that's great. I can't use those services if I don't have my company password. Are you really this stupid?
Yes, he really asked that question twice. Spoiler alert, he'll do it again later. I'm not exaggerating. Sir, we don't have any kind of company password. I can help you recover the password for the specific service you're trying to use. But you need to help me by telling me which one.
My company password! The one for my internet services that you provide.
Are you talking about your Wi-Fi password? 'Cause you're not paying for our Wi-Fi services, so I won't have that one.
My company password! Are you really this stupid? You provide me with this stuff. You have the password. Give me my password!
By this point, he's yelling everything and doesn't stop until he finally hangs up. Are you trying to access your email?
Yes!
He wasn't.
I need my password so I can get to my email and my Facebook and everything else.
At this point, I'm beginning to realize what he's talking about. Okay, guiding you in a specific direction isn't working. I need you to describe what you're seeing on your screen.
I'm looking at my screensaver.
Oh no.
When I click my mouse,
please no.
It asks for my company password.
Okay. Can you give me a little more detail? He's already confirmed my suspicions at this point, but I need him to provide evidence to the recording. You know, CYA and all that.
Well, I see my name.
Reads off his full name. None of his emails contain his full name. It's obviously none of them.
And below that it asks me for my password. Then there's... forgot my password.
Why the bloody hell did you never click that?
And sign-in options. I need my company password.
Okay, sir. That's the Windows 10 login screen. He cuts me off again.
Yes? You provide me with this service to get on the internet.
No, sir. The password you're asking for is your personally owned computer password.
Yes, you provide me access to the computer. Give me my company password.
Sir, we provide you with your internet and home phone services. This is your own personal computer. We did not provide that. I can't help you with that password. We don't have access to that information.
You don't know what you're doing. If you can't get me my company, then get me someone who knows what they're doing.
No one at the company can get you that password. You have to...
If you can't help me, dump me on someone who actually knows what they're doing.
You called us for help. If we don't know what we're doing, what does that say about you? But I digress. Fine, have it your way. Yes, sir, let me put you on hold for just a few moments while I get one of my leads. I place SSH on hold, without any pause, and put my cube number on the list for needs help. About 3 minutes later, while still waiting on hold, SSH finally hangs up. Thank the gods that's over. 2. Anyone who has ever worked in banking, or customer service in general, knows Christmas is the time of the year when all the assholes come out to play. You get the Karens, Richards, and every shape and kind of choosing beggar. These 2 stories are the ones that stick out in my memory as the best examples of the customers I dealt with on Christmas Eves. Every Christmas Eve I found myself rostered until 10 p.m. in the bank's contact center. When the last branch closed at 5 p.m., they didn't reopen until 2nd of January. So if someone called after 5 p.m. and failed POI, they were shit out of luck until the new year. Failure of POI over the phone locked out all phone banking services and online account access. The only way to have it reinstated was to attend the branch with government-issued ID. Karen called and explained she wanted to do a funds transfer to her daughter's account. Both Karen and her daughter both banked with us, so the transfer would be instantaneous. Before asking the POI questions, I follow my scripting guide to educate Karen that this could be done via her online banking. I get the usual boomer response of,
"I don't like computers."
So I asked for her customer number as she hadn't entered it in during the IVR. She said she can't find it. Okay, this happens. I asked for her credit or debit card number. She doesn't have that. Okay, that's annoying, but whatever. I do a name search, find her accounts, and because she couldn't provide me her customer number or credit and debit card number, I advise her I'll need to ask her additional security questions. If she fails these questions, phone banking and online banking will be blocked until she can attend a branch, which won't be till the new year. I give her one last chance to go find her customer number or credit and debit card number, but she says,
"I don't need to, I know what I have with the bank and what I've been doing."
Fine, I think. I ask can she tell me what types of accounts she has with the bank. Failed. Which branch did she open one of her accounts at? Failed. Name a transaction you've done on one of your accounts in the last 7 days. Failed. I sigh because I know I'm about to cop it. I explain that she has failed POI, and her phone banking and online banking are now locked. She went off. She gave some variation of how stupid POI is, how the bank will be losing all of her business. Sure, Karen, we'll miss the $100 annual fee on your credit card. And finally,
"You're just like Scrooge. You've ruined Christmas."
The other story I remember is about getting an overdraft attached to an account. Now, the bank has strict guidelines on lending requirements on who can and cannot have an overdraft. One of the instant declines is to be receiving government benefits as a sole source of income. In this story, Richard called. He was rude right away and slurring his speech as if he had been drinking all day. After POI, he said he wanted to know his account balance. He had one account with the bank. It was known as a basic account. No fees, no overdrawn interest charges, free ATM withdrawals, etc. It's designed for customers who are government benefit recipients. I gave him his balance, which was like $2. He started ranting that his payment hadn't arrived. I scrolled through his transactions and found he had received his payment 3 days prior, but he had spent it all. Government benefits in Australia pay every 14 days, so he'd be without money for 11 days. He then demanded that I give him an overdraft on his account. Normally, if someone on the face of it met the requirements, I would transfer them to a different department to process the application. But if they wouldn't qualify, I was not allowed to transfer. I explained that he wouldn't qualify as it appeared from banking records his sole source of income was from government benefits. This is when Richard started with,
"Me kids have nothing for Christmas, cunt. They're starving. You telling me I have to look me kids in their fucking eyes and tell them I can't fight? They're no Santa."
I hear a kid crying in the background.
Yeah, me fucking kids are crying because of you. Hey, you fucking Christmas.
I felt sorry for the kids growing up in that environment. I tried to get Richard in touch with a local charity that were distributing Christmas hampers of food and gifts, but he kept up the abuse. This went on for a while longer before I terminated the call, after realizing there was no way of bringing him back to being a reasonable person for me to try and help. You want to know what his transactions were after being paid? All without exception were for alcohol, cigarettes, McDonald's, and one $100 cash withdrawal. He blew all of his money, and I'm the asshole who ruined Christmas. 3. I used to work in tech support for an ISP. I am a cis woman, and so many times I would answer the phone and get a, "Oh, I didn't want to get put through to accounts. This isn't accounts, this is tech support, how can I help?"
But you're a lady.
I had a fair few callers who absolutely would refuse to talk to me because
Women can't do tech support.
despite the fact that they are clearly having issues and need help, and I was trained to help them. But you know, sexism is fun. The worst one I ever had was this grumpy old man. I'm going to call him Theo, because I hate that name. No offense to any Theos out there, but bad experiences, you know. It was a really busy day. Call queues were like an hour. Normally, if it's quiet, we can help with unsupported issues, Wi-Fi not working, Xbox Live not connecting, etc. But if queues were over half an hour, and they had basic internet connections and the speed was okay, we had to get rid of them. So with it being a busy day, we couldn't help with unsupported issues. I've been having a fairly good day, all pretty simple. Have you tried turning it off and on again? No? Try that. And works now. Cool, bye. Calls, then I got Theo. The phone call went like this. Hi, tech support. You're speaking with OP.
I don't want to talk to you.
I'm sorry?
I don't want to talk to you. I always have difficulties with ladies. They never listen and never do what I ask them.
I'm sorry you feel that way, but if you just let me know what your
I said I don't want to talk to you. Put me through to a man!
I'm sorry, but all of my colleagues are on other calls, and our call queues are really long at the moment. I can't just transfer you to someone. I can't put you back in the queue, but I can't guarantee you will speak to a man.
Put me through to a man right now. I've been on hold for 3 hours already.
This was a lie. Our queues were long, but not that long. Again, as I told you, my colleagues are on other calls. I can put you back in the queue, however.
Put me through to your manager.
Sure, but she's a woman. Pretty sure I could hear Theo's brain exploding at this point.
Put me through to a man manager.
Fine. Hold, please. We had a policy that while you can take other calls when you had someone on hold, you weren't supposed to, just in case you got muddled up, unless the manager said it was okay. So I put him on hold. Then I sat there, doing nothing for a minute or so. Then I answered some emails. Then I made a coffee. By this point, about 10 minutes have passed. I wanted to keep him on hold longer, but I felt bad leaving the call queue for that long. I am the big mean manager who doesn't take shit from anybody. I will call him Draz. Hey Draz, I've got some asshole on the line who won't talk to me because I'm a lady.
What's he having issues with?
No idea, he won't even tell me that.
How long's he been on hold for?
About 10 minutes.
Cool. Keep him on hold for another 20. Take some more calls in the meantime.
Great, thanks. So I did just that. Helped a few more much nicer people. Then after 20 minutes or so, I messaged Draz to ask him if he wanted me to take Theo's call now. He did. Obviously I didn't hear the phone call itself, but Draz later told me it went something like this.
Hi, this is Draz speaking.
Oh, get a man. That lady was so rude, she wasn't listening to a word I'd said.
That's funny. She told me you refused to tell her anything about what issues you were having.
Exactly, she wouldn't listen.
So what issues are you having?
My computer won't turn on.
And?
You guys run the computers, right? You need to help me fix it.
No, we do not run your computer. We provide you with an internet connection. And according to my end, your internet is connected. I don't even know what kind of computer you have.
Microsoft?
don't interrupt me. As I was saying, I don't know what kind of computer you have, and whilst technically I could probably help you troubleshoot, I don't want to. You were rude to my staff, and your computer not turning on is unsupported, so I don't even have to help.
Yes, you do. You run the internet. My computer has the internet, and I can't access it if my computer doesn't turn on.
Then call Microsoft.
I don't want to. I've already called you.
Then buy a Mac.
Then Draz hung up on him. 4. It's been a long time since I did call center work for Sly UK. I took a lot of billing calls, so was used to irate customers calling about unexpected charges, and or higher than normal bills. For customers with us for their home phone service, we would automatically apply a block on outgoing calls if they exceeded a certain amount within a billing cycle. When customers came through to us, we had to advise the amount would need to be paid in full before we would action an unblock. Although it turned out that there was a loophole that let you unblock with a part payment, we had to advise that it might reblock at any time. For example, if you paid your bill on the 24th of the month, but made £100 of phone calls between the 1st to 6th, your phone service would be blocked, even though your bill wasn't due. Ostensibly, this was to protect customers from unexpectedly high phone bills. But it usually caused more hassle to us billing agents than anything else. A lot of the time, customers weren't even aware of the block until they found themselves talking to us. The only upside was that we didn't have to upsell in this call type. Most times we could see the type of call flash up on our screen before the customer's details, which sort of prepared us. Sure enough, this call had dropped through to me on a phone balance block. Me, C customer, H customer's husband. Hello? Sly UK, CS, how can I help you? I don't appear to be able to make any outgoing calls on my telephone. Okay, let me look into that for you. Due to the call type, I already had her account details up, and just needed to confirm the password with her. After she confirms the password, I check her account status, and sure enough, her phone line shows outgoing barred for billing. We've restricted your phone line from making outgoing calls due to a high volume of charges. A high phone bill? Can you tell me why? I pull up her incoming itemized phone bill. There's a huge list under the premium rate calls heading. According to your current telephone bill, there's been a lot of premium rate calls made. Premium rate calls? We don't make premium rate calls. Is your computer connected to your phone line? They didn't take our DSL internet service. No, we have broadband. Which numbers were called? I read the list of numbers. It's about £150 worth of calls in total. I'm sorry, but I don't recognize any of those numbers. Can you tell me what they are? I do a search online. All the numbers come back as sex chat lines. They're all sex chat numbers. Sex chat numbers? I haven't made these calls, and I need to ring my sister. Can you please unblock my account? I'll need this phone bill paying in full before I can reinstate your phone service. What? That's ludicrous. Our bill isn't due till next week. Can you just flick the switch or whatever? I'm sorry, I need a payment today for the full bill before I'm able to unblock your phone line. Can't you make an exception considering this is the first time it's happened? I'm afraid not. I'm telling you, we haven't made these calls. I pull up the previous month's phone bill. There's a shorter but still significant list under premium rate calls. There were a number of the same calls made last month as well. What? The same numbers? Yes, most of the same. I want to see, can you email these bills to me now? Yes, I can do. I'm just getting on the computer. My AHT for this call is wrecked by this point, so I see no reason to drop the call or attempt to wrap it up. As I'm waiting for her, I flip back another month on the bill screen. Sure enough, more premium calls to the same numbers. There were calls made the month before as well. What time were these calls made? I checked the dates and times. There was a pattern which I guess corresponded to when the husband was home alone. I see. Please send me the bills with these calls on. Certainly. I confirm her email address and send her copies of the bills. The premium calls run to 3 previous bills. Those bills should be coming through to you now. How come we've only been blocked now? I check the totals of the bills. It appears that you were below the threshold for these previous bills. I see. I've got the bills in front of me now. You said these are sex lines? Yes. I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't afford to pay this now. I hear a door opening and a man's voice in the background. Sorry, my husband just got home. Can you hold the line, please? No problem. She puts the phone down and I guess she meant to hit mute but press something else. And I get a tone in my ear but can still hear her end. I can't make out the conversation, but it suddenly becomes very heated. After a few minutes, the phone is picked up. Hello? Hello? Young man, thank you for being so patient. I understand there's a bill which needs to be paid before you can reinstate the line. Yes, sir, that is correct. Are you able to take payment from my card? I can do. I go to the card payment screen. I'm afraid I can only pay half now. That is fine, however, I can't guarantee your service will be reinstated. I proceed to take the payment. The amount is enough to trigger the reactivation. I give the standard remark. I'll hand you back to my wife. Is my phone service reinstated? Yes, however, please be advised that as you have only made a partial payment, your service may become blocked again. Is there any way you can stop these premium lines from being dialed from this line? Yes, we can bar premium and international numbers from being dialed. I'd like that, please. I apply the bar and give the standard remark. Is there anything else I can help you with today? No, thank you. 5. We had a call late one night from a lady who was unable to start her company laptop. She had been the whole day in the field. At some point her computer went out and was now refusing to start. We went through the standard questions of how long she was traveling, how long was the laptop on, what happens when she pushes the power button. While we are asking the questions, she gets progressively more stressed, and at some point asks to speak to a man. Yes, I am a woman engineer. Well, none of those available. They all went home as it was my turn for the evening shift. So she had to wait till the morning, or speak to me. She sighed a disgusted sigh, and kept answering my questions as vague as possible. What I was hearing was a bit weird. She had been out the whole day, had unpacked the company laptop last night, and I could not get her to confirm if she had been in the head office. Could it be? I asked, Ma'am, do you have your power cord on you? No, why? Okay, now I have to ask. I close my eyes and... Have you charged your laptop today? No, I do not have to. Oh, boy. Well, you kind of do. Our batteries last around 4 hours, and they need to be plugged for recharging. You are kidding me! Sorry? In my previous company, my battery lasted for 12 hours. Now she is screaming, and in 2019 we still do not have batteries like this, and this was several years ago. Okay. So what do we do now? You will need to charge it in the package. Excuse me? What? For the laptop to turn on, you need the cable from your package, please. No, you need to send me a new laptop. We will. I just need to confirm that this one does not start. Please take the cable out and plug. No, I'm not doing that. I used to have an assistant who would do that for me. Okay. So you will send me a new laptop with a battery that lasts at least 12 hours, and a couple of spare ones. At this point things have escalated so quickly and the screaming is so bad that no words can be heard. She's demanding a manager, technical miracles, etc. I did promise to send this to another male engineer and a manager in CC, and hung up. Hey everybody, Hellfreezer here, and thank you very much for listening to Please Hold number 1. And thank you very much to everybody who allowed me to use and sent in stories for this video. I have no idea if this is going to be a regular thing. Probably not, actually. But it might be a semi-occasional thing if I can find the stories, and of course, if it's popular enough. These proved to be a little bit more difficult to find than I was expecting, but we got a good bunch in the end, I think. Okay, I am quickly transforming into Melty Freezer here, so I'm gonna cut this out to a short. I want to get this video made and uploaded so that I can do any review thing I need to do to it. And get the fan back on. It's not even that hot right now, but it seems to just get very hot in the room when I'm working. Probably because of all the yelling or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to head off for now, so until next time, thank you very much for listening. and take very good care of yourselves.